So here we are, halfway through 2025, and I need to get this out of the way right now. I want to do weekly videos. I had such high hopes for the year, and I almost chucked it in a few times along the way. Life is chaos, and nothing's really bad. But you know, I've got teenage kids with everything that they need, like they've got their jobs, their bands, their sports. My partner's mum is staying with us at the moment because she's had a hip operation, so I've given up my studio so she's got somewhere to sleep. I've got a day job. I do commercial photography from time to time. I bought a brand new Switch 2 the day that it released, and that requires attention, of course. So yeah, weekly video releases, it's still just a dream, but it's a dream that I want to achieve. So some of that led to a mini burnout, and I had to remove myself from YouTube just for a little while. And when I came back, I found a sharp decline in my views, and this has caused me to reassess where I'm at. Now, after speaking to some other people on YouTube, I've come to realise that this is actually something that's happening across the board. But the reassessment stands, and now I'm leaning into a brand new focus. What this means is shorter videos. I'm going to focus more on creativity rather than the technical aspects, a more coherent structure to the videos, and what I consider to be much more interesting topics than what I've produced so far. I'll still be doing interviews because I find people fascinating, and I've actually got one lined up for later in the week, which I can't wait to share with everybody. I've been fortunate lately to have been featured on 2 podcasts. The first one, Creative Rumble, is audio only, and as the name suggests, it's all about creativity in everyday life. I really enjoyed that. It went for a lot longer than I thought it would, but it covered huge aspects of my life, not only photography and creativity, but time I spent running a pub and my mountain bike business that I had, and all sorts of other things. That was a lot of fun. And then closely behind that, I featured on the Camera Life, which was a YouTube live stream. And I think I was more nervous about this one because it was live streamed. I'm not used to being the centre of attention like that. If you want to learn a bit more about me, I highly recommend you checking both of those out, and I will put links in the description for both of those podcasts. Now, speaking of the Camera Life, they are building a community of photographers with their channel. It's quite amazing. Anyone can join their discussion online because it is live streamed. But what I'm finding is that more and more people are commenting and coming back regularly to join in that conversation. There's also a budding community in the Australian YouTube photography scene. Australia Through My Lens, otherwise known as Jack, is building this community by tagging other photographers in many of their videos. And this is building this tight little community where we are starting to promote each other's channels, but not in a forceful way, just to say, if you're liking what we're doing here, come check out these other guys. And we're actually trying to build, or Jack specifically is trying to build this bigger community where we all kind of interact. And that's part of what I'm going to talk to him about on Wednesday. It's really quite exciting. I've been a real sucker for gear. I cannot tell you how much gear I've bought over the years, and a lot of it has been less than useful. But I have bought recently the Canon R50V, which I'm filming on right now. Now, I haven't used it a great deal because I'm still getting to grips with how it works and how you use a mirrorless camera as opposed to my usual go-to, which is the OSMO Pocket 3. I love the gimbal. I can just pull it out and know that I don't have to worry about getting things level or stopping the shake or any of that. I don't need a tripod for that, whereas with the R50V, there's no inbuilt stabilisation, so a tripod is definitely the best way to go with that. But I'm also learning some techniques of steady movement, just using a strap. So that is a big learning process, and every day of production is a day of learning. And one of the things I've learned is that with the right lens, this camera is amazing in low light, which goes against everything all the reviews out there have said. I shot some band footage with this camera with a 50mm 1.4, and everything was beautiful. There was no noise really to speak of. Absolutely blown away by the image quality, and with a bigger investment than just a little gimbal, I'm determined to use this to its full effectiveness. The other piece of gear I've picked up recently is the Lucky Strap. I've got that here. I did cover it in my last video. You just slip it on like so, wrap it around your hand, and that's it. Really comfortable, barely noticeable, doesn't get in the way. I highly recommend it, and I do have a code that you can use to get 15% off, and I'll put a link for that in the description below as well. And the last bit of news I have for this 6 months is my subscriber count has hit over 500. And I know that's not a very big number, but it's quite an achievement for me. It's taken me a year and a half to build up that much, but I know there are plenty of channels out there that haven't even hit 500. So that means a lot to me, and it does serve as encouragement for me to keep going. Now, if you've made it this far, I do hope you'll stick with me as my channel evolves. You can expect quality over quantity, at least for the time being, until I get my processes up better and my time management skills are a little bit better. So in time, I hope to be producing weekly, but in the meantime, quality over quantity. And I will push out a video as often as I can. And like I said before, I've got these all new topics to cover, and I'll be looking more at creativity and more creativity in the topics that I'm covering as well. It's going to be an exciting 6 months, and I'm really looking forward to doing a new update for the new year for 2026. Thank you once again, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.